Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. I'm Archana Singh. In this video lecture, I'm going to talk about the Age of Revival, which spanned from 1400 to 1550. Okay, so we can say that the Age of Revival started just after the death of Chaucer. Okay, so first of all, we will discuss the historical and political background of this age. So without wasting time, let's begin. So let's first discuss the important dates and events of this period. 1453, end of Hundred Year War, and 1455 to 1485, War of Roses. Right. 1485, Henry VII ascended the throne of England. Right. And 1492, Columbus discovered America. Again in 1498, Vasco da Gama discovered India. Okay, 1509, Henry VIII ascended the throne, and in 1535, Henry VIII brings Act of Supremacy. So these are the some important events of this period we will discuss in detail. Okay, so now come to the literature. There's 1470, Malory Martyr Arthur was published, and 1476. There's come a first printing press by William Caxton. Okay, and 1477 first book was printed. In 1485, Morte d'Arthur printed by Caxton. Okay, Morte d'Arthur was published in 1470 and it was printed by Caxton in 1485. Okay, and 1498, Erasmus and More brings new learning to Oxford. In 1509, Erasmus' Praise of Folly published, and in 1516, More's Utopia was published in Latin. Again in 1551, it was published in English by Ralph Robinson. Okay. In 1530, introduction of sonnet and blank verse in England by Wade and Surrey. And in 1535, Tyndale New Testament was published. Right, Tyndale translated Bible from Greek, Old Testament. Okay, although Tyndale translated Bible, but it was not yet complete in 1535, and the complete version of Bible was came in 1535, and it was published by Miles Coverdale. So it was called Miles Coverdale Bible, right? In 1557, Tortel's Miscellany came out. Okay, so in this video lecture, we will discuss in details all these events. So let's begin. The 100-Year War, which was fought between France and England, came to an end in 1435, and it left England in a state of confusion, uncertainty and disorder. And it caused a civil war. Okay, the War of Roses fought as a civil war in England, which was fought from 1455 to 1485. The War of Roses fought between the two houses of England, the House of Lancaster, which symbolises red rose, and the House of York, which implies white rose. Right, King Henry VII belongs to the House of Lancastrian, and the House of Lancastrian wins in this War of Roses. So now Henry VII marries the Elizabeth. Who is Elizabeth? Elizabeth was the daughter of the head of the Yorkist house. Elizabeth was the daughter of King Edward. Okay, so in this way, a relationship developed between House of Lancaster and the House of Yorkist, and the mingling of these two houses, another house came out, that is House of Tudor. Right. So with the Henry VII, Tudor dynasty began, and the Henry VII was the first king of this dynasty, Tudor dynasty. Okay, Henry VII was the king who is famously known for restoring the power and stability of the English monarchy after the Civil War, right? Henry VII also worked in the field of education, and he sent his scholars Greek and Italy to read the ancient masters. Okay, ancient uh, great masters like Dante, Boccaccio, Petrarch, and in this way, the English scholars started reading these ancient masters, and they brought in England ancient classical learning. So gradually, classical learning spread throughout the England, and we can say that it was the first seed of Renaissance. Later, Elizabeth is called the age of flowering of Renaissance. So, what is Renaissance? We will discuss in our next chapter. Okay. After Henry VII, Henry VIII, who was the son of Henry VII, ascended the throne of England, and he was famously known for his 6 marriages. Okay, Henry VIII married 6 times in want of a male child. Right. Catherine of Spain is the first wife of King Henry VIII, and she had no son, only a daughter named Mary. Okay, so Henry VIII wanted a son, so he wanted to divorce Catherine, but Pope refused because that would create an enemy with Spain. Pope did not permission King Henry VIII to divorce Catherine. Okay. King Henry VIII fell in love with Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn was the maid of Catherine, and he wanted to marry Anne Boleyn. Okay, so Pope did not permission him, and that's why King Henry VIII passed an act, that is Act of Supremacy. And with this Act of Supremacy, King himself would be the head of church. In this way, the king need not to permission with church to do anything. Okay, now Pope could not intervene in England, and now Henry VIII could divorce Catherine and marry Anne Boleyn. Okay, Henry VIII established another church named Anglican Church. Okay, against the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, Anglican Church was established by Henry VIII against the Roman Catholic Church, and in this way we can say that reformation of church and religion was started again by Henry VIII. Okay, in my previous chapter I have discussed that reformation was started by Wycliffe, and now again it was started by King Henry VIII. Earlier, King Henry VIII was the great supporter of Roman Catholic Church, and Church has given him a title as he was the defender of faith. Okay, Henry VIII was given a title by Church as he was the defender of faith, because Henry VIII supported Roman Catholic Church against the reformation of Martin Luther. But now Henry VIII himself gone against to Pope and Roman Catholic Church because he want to marry Anne Boleyn, and Pope did not permission him. Later, against the church, King Henry VIII married Anne Boleyn, but he did not get a male heir by Anne Boleyn. Okay, Anne Boleyn gave birth a daughter named Elizabeth. Right. Henry VIII said that Elizabeth is an illegitimate child. Okay. Later, Henry accused Anne Boleyn of cheating and had her executed. Right. Later, Henry VIII again married Jane Seymour, and they had a son named Edward. And Jane died giving birth to Edward. Right. When King Henry VIII died, the throne passed to his only son, King Edward VI. King Edward was the first English monarch to be raised in the Anglican Church. Okay, Anglican Church, which I have discussed, was formed against Roman Catholic Church, and there were Protestant belonged to the Anglican Church who protest against the Roman Catholic Church, against the corruption of Roman Catholic Church. Right. King Edward ruled over England for a very short period, for 6 years only, till his death, and he did not want his half sister Mary to rule over England because he was a Catholic. Okay, and if you have remember who was Mary, so Mary was the daughter of Catherine. Who was Catherine? Catherine was the first queen of King Henry VIII, and Catherine was a Roman Catholic. So Mary was also a Catholic. After Edward VI, Lady Jane Grey became the Queen of England for 9 days only. Okay, because she was executed by her cousin Mary. Right. Next, Mary ascended the throne of England, and Mary was Catholic. Okay, and she burnt alive a number of Protestant who protest against the Roman Catholic Church, against the corruption of Roman Catholic Church. Okay, and Mary burnt alive a number of Protestant because she wants to glorify, she wants back the dignity of Roman Catholic Church, right? And that's why she was called the Bloody Mary in the history of English literature. After Mary, Queen Elizabeth ascended the throne in 1558, and she was the daughter of Anne Boleyn. We all know Elizabethan age was the golden age of history of English literature, and it was called the flowering of Renaissance. With Elizabethan age, the real progress of England is begin. We will discuss in detail when we will start Elizabethan age. Okay, in my next video lecture, we will talk about the literature and great writer of the age of revival. Okay, so stay with archana@jrf.in. Thank you.